Yeah, I mean, the one they really want is Pooh Shiesty. I mean,
Yeah, for
he
sure,
just
yeah.
came home. He did what, like 4 or 5 years.
Uh-huh.
He's on federal
Federal
parole
probation.
probation.
Yeah, and
Oh,
and that's what
got it.
I ain't understand, Cam. It's like it couldn't have been thought out. Like, and again, I'm disappointed in the father. Like, how do you let your son do all of this with an ankle monitor on? And I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and it made sense. Matter of fact, I was talking to Wack. It was me and Wack. And Wack was just like, and it made sense. For him not to step up and put Pooh in check and kind of bring Pooh back to reality leads people to believe that he couldn't control his son. He was in fear of speaking up, thinking that Pooh would probably cut him off financially. I'm sure he wasn't afraid of Pooh doing anything to him physically, but he probably didn't want to get cut off financially. From what I hear, Lontrell been doing good his own self, doing real estate and things like that. But, to have a son and your son, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, rappers in the game at this moment, you're not going to want to do anything to kind of get detached from that situation. So I think this played a major part in him not speaking up and telling his son, hey, look, bro, you tripping, man. We finna fuck some generational wealth out here. Like, bro, you got a chance to make hundreds of millions of dollars, and his kids, the kids, grandkids could have been taken care of. And all of that is potentially gone because of acted off some stupid ass emotions. You can't handle business in the streets, and somebody, that's why I said, man, it ain't good to have a lot of yes men around you. That's why I don't like yes men around me. I like, if you see me doing some goofy shit, some weird shit, some flaw shit, man, speak up and tell me. I'm gonna respect it. I don't want nobody around me that's gonna agree with me 24/7 because I ain't always right. I might get high and do some dumb, finna get ready to do some dumb shit. I want to with me and be like, man, you tripping? What's up with you? I don't. Them the type of dudes I like around me, firm. I don't want nobody that's gonna let me take them to the grave. No, I don't want no like that around me.
I hear that. I mean, yeah, they are calling Pooh Shiesty a crash out, and that this is the stupidest crime ever. I mean, he had an ankle monitor. Some of it was recorded. They recorded him signing it, but apparently there's no guns or nothing in this video,
Mm-hmm.
according to the police. They say he just got off the phone with his parole officer, and they were telling him that he doesn't have permission to move.
They said he was arguing. The PO said they had got into an argument about him being out at that time or being out later than what he was supposed to be out or whatever. And from what they trying to say, and they speculating that he was arguing with his PO to stay out to rob Gucci Mane. That's what they saying online or whatever. If that is true, then yeah, this probably go down as one of the most dumbest crimes in the United States. You know what I'm saying? For you, the ankle monitor though. I mean, I know he young, but he had to have somebody around him with enough sense to tell him how much, how important or how detrimental that ankle monitor could be to what they had going on. You just don't. Man, when I had my ankle monitors on, Cam, man, I used to be so scared of them motherfuckers. When I'm talking some illegal business, I lean over and I whisper to one of my partners, because I used to be scared that the ankle monitor could hear me. You know what I'm saying? Let alone talking about finna go lay a motherfucker down and strip him with the ankle monitor on. I ain't that tough. My nuts ain't that big.
Man, I don't. It's kind of hard to imagine.
Yeah, it's hard to wrap your mind around. You gotta have some. You gotta have some big ass kahunas, boy, to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know some of the craziest walking, and they ain't finna go do no shit like that with no ankle monitor on.
You just basically might as well just be turning yourself in.
Exactly, for sure.
Police.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You throwing rocks at the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Or you must have Pooh must have he must have a female officer back there that he was fucking or something that he trying to go see or something, because ain't no way, man. Ain't no way, and yeah, man, I hate it for him because The young had it, you know, and he had everything right there in his lap, you know. But he did that shit, you know. I don't know if that verse that he wrote, I don't know if that shit got to his head when he said, "Don't let dirt verse go to your head. Ain't nobody slime as me," you know. So I don't know if he wanted to prove this shit to the whole world or whatever, because you know Dirk pride himself on being you know, the slimiest or whatever, but Shiesty said that ain't true. Shiesty said he is, so I guess he wanted to show the world.
Damn. So you're talking about where he says, in their song they did together, he says,
Nah, this in it, I think that's in the FDO. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Don't let that dirt verse go to your head. Ain't nobody slime as me. I don't know
Right.
what.
Well, the verse he was talking about though was from the
Yeah. He was talking about the verse from the Back in Blood.
Right, where he says, Pooh, you know I'm really shiesty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You know, it kind of sounded like they were, because at the beginning, where Pooh Shiesty says, we already had 300 shots up in the car.
Yeah.
I was like,
before we picked up Dirk.
Right, before we picked up Dirk, it was like, okay, it wasn't I don't think it was a diss.
No, it wasn't a diss. It wasn't a diss.
It kind of sounded like, you know, like it was
basically,
he's up in Dirk. He's one up in him.
Yeah. So when he said he had 300 shots in the car when he picked up Dirk, you know, Dirk 300. You know, that's what he claimed, 300. You know, he got the rings and shit, you know, or whatever. And it was basically just a metaphor, you know, because Dirk done said that he ride around with 300 shots. So Pooh was just saying they had 300 in the car before they picked up Dirk, because you know Dirk gonna have 300. So yeah, that's all. It wasn't a diss. People took that and kind of ran with it or whatever, and they even thought what he said in the FDO was a diss, but it wasn't. You know, he and fuck with Dirk. He when he got out, that was one of the first things he did was reach out to India and look out for Smirk.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. In that aspect, he a real one, you know, because he did that, and you know, he's just loyal. You know, he came home on fuck NBA young boy, you know, on that type of time, fuck 4K Trey. And that was just based off of his loyalty from Dirk. And I get it, you know, because that's how I am. You know, if somebody helped me or reach out and help me put food on my table, then I'm gonna be loyal to him too. I'll let the barrel milk for him. So, you know, I respect his loyalty to Dirk in that sense that Dirk helped him, you know, with that song Back in Blood.
Yeah, that song was crazy, man. That song definitely went crazy.
Yeah, for sure. For the people who didn't know Pooh before that song, they knew him when that song came out.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.